Right, hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I pot up all my potatoes for Christmas. Um, I, I just watched some of the video back and I faff around a bit. I talk too much about nonsense, but if you persevere through that, we get to this final stage, and hopefully along the way, you'll pick up a few things that I've picked up on, and it's helped me, might help you, and together we can all grow some great potatoes. So let's get on with the video. And today we're going to have a epic Christmas potato planting job going on. Yeah, potatoes for Christmas. Who knew you could do such a thing? But Marshall's sent me an email through saying they can supply potatoes for Christmas. Apparently they're cold stored until now. You get them now, plant them up, and they'll be ready for Christmas. What we will be using, the Oakland 30-litre pots. I got these from my second earlies. First time I've used containers for growing potatoes. Well, first time I've really grown potatoes, to be honest. And these are about 38 quid for 10 off Amazon. Brilliant. They've got a real lot of drainage in the bottom, and I'll show you later how I put this drainage to good use, not only for drainage but also to keep the water in up on the bed where I put them. So we got those. We have got the good old mortar board for mixing up the compost to go in them, or the soil compost mix. We have got what come out of them when I emptied out my second earlies. I got a bulk load of topsoil. Not too happy with the quality, but there we go. Bulk load of compost from my local green waste recycling company. Got some sharp sand that I'm going to mix in with it, because I felt with my second earlies, I thought the soil compost was a little bit too dense and really didn't give the potatoes a chance to really grow out, although they did turn out to be show-winning potatoes, but I think they could have been better. We've got the Nicola seed potatoes chitted away in these plastic egg trays, which I think are brilliant. Yeah, you can buy 4 for a few quid. Fertilizer we're going to be using is the Elixir Spuds Galore, as recommended by Dan on Allotment Diary. He's had good results for them, so thought I'd give that a go. Top tip: don't keep it in your polytunnel, because it all deteriorates a bit, and especially the white. Looks like a bloody bag of coke here, doesn't it? So yeah, keep it somewhere cool. I'm gonna have to shake that up, because I think the white is probably the nitrogen fertilizer, and I don't want too much of that in one place. I'm gonna have to give that a good shake up. So what I'm going to do is mix up some of the old compost that come out of the buckets when I tip them out, bit of topsoil, bit of fresh peat, and a bit of sand. And if you've got room on your allotment, bulk is the way to go. I mean, all that compost, ton of compost there, 30 quid. Ton of sharp sand, £17.50. Ton of topsoil, I think that was 20 quid. And I'm lucky I've got a friend with a tipper truck who can go and get it for me. So there would be a bit of delivery charge, obviously, if you were to get bulk. But, you know, if you've got room on your allotment, get together, a few of you. I mean, 30 quid for a ton of compost. Brilliant. Right, let's get on with it. Right, so what I'm going to do is put one of the old compost, one of the new topsoil, one of the compost and one of sand. Do that again. So one of the old compost that came out of the tubs, one of the screen topsoil, one of the new compost, and one of sand. Mix that up with my trusty Cornish shovel. You need one of those in your life. Mix that up, and I'm figuring that'll give me a nice, light, rejuvenated soil. Just like that. And what I'm going to do is put a shovelful in the bottom of each of 4. I find one mix like this does 4 buckets. Just divide it up between the 4, and that'll give me about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of this mix in the bottom. And then I'm going to put a layer of just compost, put my potatoes in, another layer of compost on top to cover the potatoes and protect the chits from being broken off. And then I'll do another round of this and fill the pots right to the top. So that's the first stage. Right, so that's got, well, roughly 2 inches of our hopefully rejuvenated and slightly less dense structure by adding the sand, soil in the bottom of our bucket. Now what I'm going to do is just put a layer of the peat in there, a handful of this, I've shook the bag up so hopefully it's, yeah, about 35 grams I think a handful is, of the Spuds Galore. Mix that in a bit, throw away the stick, and then I've got my chitted potatoes. Do we need to pull off so there's only 2 chits? I don't know, they're quite small. I'm just going to put 2 in each bucket. I've got enough buckets to just put 2 in. So put my 2 potatoes in, like that. Chitty bits looking up. I put them handle to handle just so I know where they're coming up, like that. And then, just so we don't damage the chits, I'm going to put compost on top, like that. This way I figure the emerging roots will go straight into lovely fresh compost. Then it'll work its way down to the rejuvenated soil compost mix below, into the fertilizer. Go, here, we like this, Pete, let's grow like crazy, and we'll have fantastic spuds for Christmas. On top of this, I'll do another mix of the rejuvenated, and then we'll move them up to where they're going to sit, and I'll show you something good up there as well that hopefully will be of interest to you. Right, I'll get all these 20 buckets done. Won't take me long, honest. See you in a bit. Right, so this is the bed where the pots are going to sit, and this is where I had my second earlies, and this worked out really well. The soil here is ridiculously clayey. I mean, look at it, great lumps of clay. So what I did the first time around, and I'm going to do the same again, is put a massive amount of dung on top of here, like probably 6 or 7 barrel loads, and then I'm going to sit the pots on top of that dung, so that if they stay here all winter, I can't see it, but if they do, the roots can go down through, and that does 2 things. It'll help rejuvenate this soil, because the dung will rot down. And if they do stay here, the roots go down into it, well, happy days. The wooden structure, this is what I've left from when I did my second earlies. I put a steel mesh over the top of these, so that when the plants grow up through it, it helped protect them from wind damage, and that worked really well. If I can find a photograph, I'll stick it in there and you can see what it is. Won't need them for these, but yeah, anybody wants to use it for their second earlies and main crop, I'd highly recommend doing that. Right, let's get the dung on here. Right, that's the first stage. Massive amount of horse manure chucked on top. Now it's time to nestle the containers into this. Right, so there we go. That's the next bit. All our spuds, our containers of spuds, on top the dung. And what I mean by nestled in is get the drainage holes. Yeah, there's a bit of couch grass here. Don't worry about that. I'll sort that out. The drainage holes below the level of the dung, or if you're not trying to improve soil like I am, you could just put them into the earth. Right, now now they're moved. I'm now gonna water them, and each one of these is going to have roughly 5 litres of water. Obviously I'm doing that after I've moved them, because they're a bit lighter now than when they're full of water. So we'll water them and then go on to the final stage. Right, let's get on. Nearly done. Right, so there we have it. Finished, eventually. And what I've done after watering is put a load of wood chip on top. And I've also put wood chip right up the sides and in the middle of all the containers. And this does, well, for me, 3 things. It acts as a mulch and helps keep the water in, suppresses the weeds, and also, as this rots down, it'll help me improve the soil underneath. So there we have it, finally finished. All my potatoes for Christmas, potted up here. They probably will go into the polytunnel at some stage, but until then they'll be quite happy here, and that's it. You know, yes, it was a bit of an effort to get here, but now looking after them is really straightforward. Just watering, and with having all this mulch on top and up the sides, it'll help retain the water in the buckets during the summer. That's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found something useful. This method works for first earlies, second earlies, main crop, and it works really well, and it's produced me some fantastic potatoes. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, it'd be lovely if you just give me a like. And if you want to see how they get on, because I'll be doing updates, and also there'll be some bizarre, stupid Christmas reveal, obviously, because it's me. So there we go. Job done. Thanks for watching. Cheers and gone.